customize their child's appearance in advance at the hospital. If dad's nose looks good, use dad's. If mom's ears are ugly, use dad's. Parents only need to provide a single hair for the hospital to create a baby from a fertility ball. But Matt believes that a natural pregnancy is better for the baby, even though it's very hard to carry a baby. His loving wife still agreed, but then Matt found someone to buy a pair of birth control pills on the black market. A single application of the pill will blend into the skin and make the user infertile for 7 days. That's why Matt did it. Matt did this because the real reason he came to the rich neighborhood was to find his ex-girlfriend, married his current wife simply to get ahead in the company. After all, his wife's mother is the vice president of a technology company. Matt managed to get to the 40th floor of the company by framing his boss, but just when he found his girlfriend's trail, the head of security called him in for a chat. Turns out they went through a rigorous interrogation process. They found out from the chief that Matt had been in his office. The leader suspected that Matt had put a virus in his computer to set him up, but Matt was prepared for that. He placed the hacking disk he developed under the interrogation table and silently altered the time he entered the leader's office so that the time the virus appeared didn't match the time Matt entered, and he's off the hook. But Peter's keen eye still saw something in his evasive stare. He suspected that Matt was hiding something. Before he left, Matt realized that everyone needed to be searched. He had to leave the hacker disk here for now. He'd have to come back for it later. By the next day, Matt came to Peter's office again, only to touch it and find that the hacking disks had been taken away. Matt was in a complete panic. He thought he'd been exposed, but all Peter did was ask him to confess what he was hiding. Looks like he wasn't the one who took the disk. Matt was in the car thinking over and over about who might have taken the hacker disk. It held all his that Matt, as the fastest man in the company to get to the top, he felt threatened by his position. These hacker disks are basically hundreds of layers of encryption. He believed that if he cracked it, he would be able to catch Matt. But Matt, with his high IQ, was better. He programmed the disks to crack the self-destruct sequence. The disk self-destructed before Jack could operate it. He had to shut down the power before he could save the data inside, but that made cracking the disk almost impossible. So he had to go to the ghetto to find a computer guru. But little did he know that the moment he walked through the door, Hacker Sky had already checked all his background information. Jack is the son of the boss of a material company. He's a rich kid who's been living in a rich neighborhood since he was a child. The servant girl got interested. I didn't realize he was so rich and still had the will to climb up the social ladder. She agreed to help crack the disk, but before she could do that, Jack had to get a taste of what it was like to be at the bottom of the heap. He asked Jack to catch a street rat with his bare hands. Jack was so angry that he left on the spot.
I'll find someone else.
You won't. No one's gonna give you a skeleton key if I tell them not to.
I didn't realize she was so cunning. He had no choice but to put his foot down. He flopped around in the dirt and mud of the street. He got himself all muddy and finished the job. The lady was always satisfied, but then she made an even more outrageous request.
To eat it.
Auntie's own principle is to only crack the code for the bottom feeders. If Jack can eat it, he'll be one of them. So he opened the disk with great difficulty. A woman appeared in front of him.